Today I'm going to be teaching you a method called Wake Back to Bed to help you induce your very own lucid dreams. So without further ado, sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee if you like, or your favourite line of Coke, and here is the method. First of all, what does Wake Back to Bed mean? Well, it pretty much means exactly what it sounds like. You wake up in the middle of the night about 4 to 6 hours after you go to sleep, and then you go back to bed. Now what you want to do when you go back to bed is you want to stay perfectly still. You want to try and get rid of all muscle tension and try to get rid of all thoughts. Meditation throughout the day will help this and will teach you to let go of the sense of your body and to just observe your thoughts rather than get entangled in your thoughts and let them overcome you. So once you're lying in bed, you want to just lie there and relax, and you want to stay aware and awake. The goal of Wake Back to Bed is to keep your mind awake while your body falls asleep. And this may be hard at the start, and it might take a lot of practice. It might take quite a few days, or maybe even weeks, or maybe even a couple months to get used to keeping your mind awake while your body falls asleep. But after a while, you'll find yourself awake while you're asleep, and then there'll be a dream scene forming around you. So I'll just do a quick recap of that because I didn't explain it very well. You want to wake up 4 to 6 hours after you fall asleep. Once you wake up, you want to maybe stay awake for about 5 minutes, then lay down in bed, stay completely still, and you want to focus on something like either your breath, the sounds around you, or the static or the color behind your eyelids, because you want your mind to stay awake while your body falls asleep. So let go of all muscle tension, let go of all thoughts, lay there, and it may take a while, but eventually you'll find yourself forming little images and dream scenes in your mind. And once that happens, that means your body is falling asleep, it's beginning to get paralyzed, but you're keeping your mind awake by keeping it occupied with something like the sound of you breathing or the visions behind your eyelids. And eventually, if you keep yourself awake and aware as your body falls asleep, you will end up entering a dream aware and awake. And once you're in the dream, you can perform a reality check, which is looking at your hands or looking around or trying to see if you can breathe through your nose with it pinched, and then you'll be inside of a dream. Other than that, you're going to need a dream journal, and arguably this is one of the most important practices of lucid dream practices because it teaches you to remember your dreams. If you wake up every single morning, or even in the middle of the night, if you wake up and remember a dream and write it down, it teaches your brain, hey, this person wants to remember his dreams. So next time you wake up, you're going to remember your dreams in more detail, and it's going to be more vivid, and you're just going to remember more dreams in general. So having a dream journal and writing down your dreams every morning, or even if you wake up in the night time, in as much detail as possible, will greatly improve your lucid dream practices. And if you wake up and don't remember a dream, literally write down, I don't recall any dreams. And the last thing that you're going to want to need to do is perform reality checks throughout the day, consistently, as much as you possibly can, and make them as real as possible. Now, what reality checks are is just you testing to see if you're awake or not. And you might feel like this is silly when you first start doing it, but the more you do it, the more chance that you're gonna do it in your dreaming world and you'll actually become lucid. So what you want to do is throughout the day, look at your hands, count your fingers, see, do you have 5 fingers or do you have 6 fingers on one hand? Because usually in a dream, your hands look distorted. You might have 6 fingers, or they might look hazy. Or try breathe through your nose, or try just look around and become really conscious and aware of the colors around you and the sounds, and think to yourself, where was I 2 minutes ago? What am I doing now? Just really analyzing everything around you and making sure that what you're in isn't a dream. And try and make it as real as possible. Try trick yourself into thinking that you could well be in a dream right now. And if you do that multiple times throughout a day and take them seriously for weeks on end, eventually you're going to do it in your dream world. And then once you do it in the dream world, you're going to realize something's off, and then you'll start to pull yourself into the dream and you'll become lucid and aware. You'll find yourself looking at your hands in a dream, and then all of a sudden you're actually there in the dream thinking, this is a dream, I'm dreaming, I've got 6 fingers, or I can breathe through my nose, or I don't remember where I was before and there's an elephant in front of me. So reality checks, dream journaling, and the actual method to enter the dream is practically all you need to be able to induce lucid dreams. There is other practices and there is other methods, but this is what I have found to be most useful, and it's my favorite method to induce them. On the other hand, you do need the belief. That is the biggest thing. Everything in life you want to create, do, or bring into your life requires a belief. If you do not believe in yourself or do not believe it's possible, you will create a mental block. So believe you can do it, actively do the practices, stay consistent, and actually give it effort and time. And after a while, it may literally take a couple months. It probably won't, but it could. If it does, stick to it, and then eventually you'll find yourself waking up in a dream. And let me tell you, the practices will pay off, because it is the most rewarding thing when you find yourself awake inside of your mind and knowing that your hands that you're looking at inside of your mind aren't even your hands, but it's a projection of your own subconscious. So that is wake back to bed method. There are many other methods out there if you want to go explore that, but this is just my personal favorite. I do want to say before I leave, there are a couple things you can do if you want to greatly improve the chances of you being able to induce a lucid dream. Number 1 is cutting out alcohol, even if it's just for a month while you're doing your practices. Number 2 is cutting out weed. Number 3 is cutting out caffeine. And you're not going to like this, I didn't like it either, but if you're serious about trying to induce a lucid dream and having the optimal chances, those are the 3 main things you need to cut out, because you need to be as aware and conscious and lucid and clear-minded as possible, and all those things will 1, take that away, and 2, completely destroy your sleep cycle, your REM sleep, and it just messes with your brain to the point where you're not in an optimal state or not lucid and aware to dream. Like when you drink alcohol, you become less aware, and if you're less aware in your waking life, you're gonna be less aware in your dreaming life. Weed just destroys your sleep. Like you might feel like you have a better sleep, but it's not a deeper sleep, and it destroys your REM. And caffeine definitely destroys your REM sleep, and especially if you have it later in the day, you'll have definitely less chances of being able to induce a lucid dream. So caffeine, alcohol, and weed, if you want to really kick up the chances of you being able to induce a lucid dream, those are the things you need to cut out. Like I said, even if it's for a month, doing it for 6 months is better, which I have not done that, but especially a month or 2, that will definitely help. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.